My name is Gary Bethel. I was a smoker. I was diagnosed with stage 1 lung cancer. I've been cancer-free for a month and a half to 2 months.
When he went to Dr. Shendekar, it was because he had a physical. And at the end of the physical, she said there's a new program starting up, and it's for early screening for those who smokers.
They had a special program.
And Gary's been a smoker since he was a teenager, so she said, it's perfect for you. So we thought, okay, why not? We went over and they took his first CT scan.
Well, my primary physician took a CT about a year before this procedure here. And Dr. McKenna did another one and he found it.
Well, when Dr. McKenna did his CT, he told us that what he sees is something they call shattered glass. And they only call it that because it's kind of what it looks like on a CT. But he said that shattered glass can go away on its own, or it could get bigger, and that it's up to us if we want to wait a few months or have it biopsied now. And we said, let's look at last year's, because we knew that his primary care physician took one the previous year. And when we looked at that, and I couldn't tell, but he put the two next to each other and he said, it's slightly bigger. That's all we needed to know. I mean, it could go away, but it obviously hadn't. So that was enough. And he'd smoked since he was a teenager. They go in, they remove the area, and then they call it a Mohs method, where they have somebody there in the surgery room where they analyze the biopsy. And he says, I see something, go in and get more. And so they go in and get more, but we don't have that delay. They do it all the same time. It was supposed to be 2 hours, so he went in at 7:30. I expected a call at 9:30. I did not get a call till 1 o'clock. So I was very concerned. When he called me, he said, the surgery's over. He has lung cancer. It's been removed, completely removed. He had to remove his upper left lobe, but it will require no chemo, it'll require no radiation, and he is cancer-free. So we found all that out the same day he had his surgery, which was 2 weeks from the time we had the first CT scan with Dr. McKenna. After the surgery, we were in St. John's, and the people were absolutely fantastic. They were constantly checking on him, making sure he was comfortable. It was excellent care, and the food is really good here. But the nurses were wonderful. They're very caring, and they did everything to make him as comfortable as possible. Dr. McKenna is low-key. He doesn't get real excited. He has a straight face when he told us, you are cancer-free, no radiation, no chemo, and he's got this deadpan face. And I smile and I said, that's good, right? And he goes, that's real good. Very nice man. And then he said that we got it all, and that was good. And then he said it will not require radiation, it will not require chemotherapy, and I never heard of having lung cancer and having none of that. And he said, and he is cancer-free.
I feel real good about it.
Because we didn't think it was going to be anything. But because he smoked for so long, it was silly to ignore it. You know, we had to prioritize, because he also has 2 fractures on his nose because he had fallen right before that appointment. And so we thought, just in case, probably not, but just in case, we should do that surgery first. So fortunately we did, and it was a surprise.
Get screened. Do it now. Don't waste time.
There's no downside to finding out.
No.
I mean, the sooner you find out, the better. And to not go because you're afraid of hearing it doesn't make sense. The faster they catch it, the better your chances. So early is better. He took his last unopened pack of cigarettes, went to the corner market, who's a friend of his, and he said, I'm going to return these cigarettes I want a $10 scratch off and a cup of coffee. He took his scratch off and he got $200. Came home and said, good karma.
So with Gary's situation, he came to us for lung cancer screening, and we did see a finding on the CT scan that we were concerned about. And we talked it over with him and Laura, and we all felt that it would be best to have surgical intervention. And Dr. McKenna's expertise with 30, 40 years in the field, he was able to see the issue, the nodule on the CT scan right away, and knew right away the best course of action to take for Gary. When he came in through screening, we were then able to just seamlessly help him get the OR time set up, to help him bring him in, do all the preoperative testing and everything that's needed to prepare a patient for surgery. We did that all in-house here at CTOC. It really is a family affair with us, and Gary's now become part of the family for that. So with the OR prep, then he went into the OR. Since earlier this year, Dr. McKenna has actually been using a new surgical tool called the ION. It's a computer-guided system that he can control. It's almost like a GPS for lung surgery, essentially. He then pilots the tool, and they're able to get to very deep recesses of the lungs, which they couldn't do even just a few years before. This new technology is really fantastic. So he was able to guide a little biopsy needle in there. They were able to remove the nodule that Gary had, and they were able to actually take it out to immediate testing to see if it was cancerous or not. So they were able to get the results back right away. Yes, it was cancerous. They decided to go in and then take a bit more tissue just to be on the safe side as precaution. And without that tool, we wouldn't really be able to get that precision biopsy for diagnosis and for diagnostic testing right in the OR. That's something that's very unique to Providence St. John's. One and done. And now he looks forward to a happy, long life with Laura and his family, and we will certainly continue to monitor him just in case, but we're expecting a really excellent prognosis, and we're super happy about how that's turned out for Gary.